really winding it up this end.
So what's new over there? How crazy is it getting? Yeah, and I have no problem with you recording it. I just want to record it because I want it to get out, and I'm going to
Yeah.
break some of the pieces out for a few people. There's so much going on here, Miles. I'd love to tell you how smart I am, but a lot of this is just they are really sloppy. And if you watch, you can see what they're up to, right?
Well, we've got a really bad government here. We got a really bad government. I interviewed Michael Shrimpton, and he is a basically there's a hell of a file that the Russians have on Starmer, our prime minister. Has found that has got the file which is on Starmer. You could
I think
get anybody.
I think they
Recording in progress.
I think they're all bad right now. Like it is absolutely insane what is happening
It's
with
not insane because they are our enemy and they are killing
yes.
us. So we shouldn't complain. We need to be dealing with that situation.
We're going to today. You would not believe
Catherine
the
Austin
slide
Fitz has done a show, and it basically she's saying, why are we expecting our enemies to save us?
We're not.
Well, yeah, well,
Sorry, you and I aren't, and maybe she
yeah.
isn't, and there's other people who aren't as well. But enough people are just absolutely entrained to think that their government is going to save them. And it's just absolutely nuts that they have so much faith. I just can't believe the blind allegiance they have. So I was talking about the mayor in the next township. So she's here. This is in her area. When you look, these three people, I think, are on the board for this Love Your Neighborhood community. The guy beside her is Scott Pietkowski. He's one of the trustees that wants pedophilia, like the what do you call that? The pornography in the schools. The guy beside him is Tim Lewis. Now he's an MP in a different riding. I don't know why he's here. There. Then you've got Karen Redmond, the chair of the Waterloo Regional Police Board. I think she's the vice chair now and the regional chair. And there's that chief of police. Why would he be there? Then you see they're going to do some renovating. You've got two little girls with their backs to the camera. There's no safety in that picture. They're looking over a mezzanine with a man looking over them. Do you know who Krampus is, the monster in European folklore? Eastern European folklore that stole the kids. So I come down to this picture. Here's Steve Pietkowski. So he's in that riding. Again, the MP, Tim Lewis. The way he's sitting there, it's not normal. You can't really see it from here, but he's not sitting there in a normal way. You've got Karen Redmond with her hand on his back. You've got the chief of police there again. And then you've got Mayor Solonen, whose mother is in part of ResearchGate in the university. But these two here are kind of supporting him. They've got their hand on his back. It turns out he's going to be the construction company, a good Christian company, of course. And he's going to be the one who's going to be building this. So they're advertising in plain sight. When I tried to bring this up at the meeting, I got shut down twice. First time I mentioned sexual assaults in the rec centers, the mayor, she flies right to the microphone. She's ready to shut me off right then. Mention it again, same behavior. So this is kind of what I came up with about for advice for people. You can't work in every community. Basically work in your own and just see what you can do. Start building profiles on your regional chair, council staff, mayors, etc. You can go into any LinkedIn program or any kind of a social, what do you call that? Social media profile program where they're advertising themselves. You can find out what schools they went to. A lot of the people in Wilmot went to Laurier, Wilfrid Laurier, University of Waterloo, or University of Toronto, or Western. So there's a little hub of all of them going to the same school, which means they probably were in the same secret societies. They've got their own little, where are they meeting? So you can view the profiles on social media, look for the following, track what universities they attended, their occupation, job titles, current and past, what field their PhD is in. And I'm not kidding, philosophy. They have a thought, but they walk around saying, I've got a PhD. What have you got? But we need to ask, what's your PhD in? So you have a concept, 6 genders and 58 sexual identities. You know what I think needs to happen? I think we need to start asking these people, go milk a bull. And when you're done, you come back and tell me the bull thinks it's a cow. And do you know what I mean? Like it's just gone to Stupidville, that the arguments that, oh, you're transphobe if you mention anything about it. So that's what I think needs to happen. Find out what who they're friends with. who they communicate online with. I'm finding on there's one of the counselors out in Wilmot, Lillian Dunstall. So when some of the people were speaking up, going, "Why are you promoting turbans on Canada Day? Like, when was this planned?" She goes, "Anybody wants to talk about racism, you take it up with me." And she starts bullying them to the point that they take their Facebook page down. Right? She's one of the counselors doing that. Like, it is absolutely insane. She's also the counselor in Ward 4, where Love Your Neighborhood community children are. But she hasn't asked me when I'm saying that this is going on. She didn't ask for any kind of proof or verification. So I watch when she goes and posts something, I watch all the other counselors, family members go and like her posts. So you're starting to see that there's more people involved in this. So maybe let's say one of them was Counselor Cressman. Maybe it's a brother or a cousin or a son, but maybe they're getting some sort of a financial benefit because maybe they work in one of the companies that he's sending money to through the projects, right? Who likes to post what their interests are, pronouns if they indicate them. A lot of these people will put down that they follow Chrystia Freeland or Justin Trudeau, even if they're NDP or somebody else. But let's put an end to this insanity is kind of where I'm going with what I'm saying. Like, we need to look at it at a local level. And I'm not saying anything about being violent. I'm not saying take a baseball bat to anybody. I'm just saying sooner or later they have to realize we see exactly what you're doing. We need to know what they're doing so that we don't create it again. We don't let it come in next time. I think questions should be asked up front. Do you think adults should have sex with children?
Yeah, I think
before
up
you
front,
even start campaigning?
there's no point being polite anymore.
No.
It's not good to be impolite, but we don't have to be polite and reserved.
So they know that they smile at you because of reciprocity. So if they smile at you, they expect you to smile back. And that I learned that a couple of years ago down at that courthouse with some of those, I don't know if they were cops or not, or like old retired cops that were working for private investigator. But the one who keeps smiling at me, I would just look at him.
I think there's a movie about that. There's a horror movie about everybody smiling at you. But we used to call them the smiling assassins.
I haven't heard that term before, but my point is they try to disarm you because they smile and you think, oh, they must be nice. No, that's just part of their training. Right?
But if it's a fake smile, it's a sign of extreme premeditated aggression. And they should be treated as such.
Right. And they know exactly what they're doing, all of them. I don't give anybody the benefit of the doubt. When I showed you that
but you should immediately explain that you are giving me passive premeditated aggression.
That would
Fight
be interesting.
them, push them back, expose them.
Yeah. But some of them don't care because they'll just come at it from another angle. They don't. So I agree with what you're saying, Miles. That's a really good point to say that. Right? Because they all come out and smile at you.
They'll come up with, you're being passive aggressive, you know.
Yeah. But you know what I'm like. I probably would have a comeback for that too.
Well,
I don't know what I would have.
I'm appreciating your very mild, reserved presentation.
Today it is very reserved
for Basis,
right?
2024.
Yes.
I've got
I have no idea what number we're at, but I really appreciate you taking the time to let me go through this with you today, Miles. I really appreciate this getting out, and I'm hoping regardless where you live, you can take information, start looking at your local players. They get it. They get you don't get it.
It's all in the local area that you live in, no matter where you live. And unfortunately, it seems to be the British Empire countries who are leading the world on this.
Totally, because they want us gone, and we see that. But so, Miles, where can people find you? Do you want to share your information?
I'm building a new site, the basistv.com, and the main site to access that is basistv.org, because we've set up an independent channel with all our own stuff on it. I'm on Basis. I'm on YouTube as the Basis Project Censored, and they just censored something last week. My friend Jane Shattuck had a number of messages for humanity, and the messages for the leaders of humanity was censored, deleted. And what's more, YouTube wanted my feedback on that. And I'm also the Basis Project Restricted, which is a site I park stuff on. And I've been doing a thing for a while for people who've just starting on this called Stepping Stones to Awareness. And I'm on Rumble as the Basis Project, and brighteon on the with the Basis Project, and bitchute.
Yes, but bitchute as well. I think I've seen you there. And I'm on bitchute and YouTube mostly. And a lot of my videos that are a little more detailed or might be questionable, I put them on bitchute. They're not on YouTube because YouTube will just
And
get
are
rid
you
of them or get rid of
suggesting
me.
that something that you would do, somebody would question it?
Well, there's people who talk about certain things, and it's just the one word comes up. Or if I mention the pedophilia, I've even put that in a title on YouTube, and they banned it just because it was in the title. You know what I mean? Like it's absolutely insane, the censorship.
I actually
But
had a guy
we're
called
gonna
Mark
get this.
Steele up, and I had him creeping into frame and just about to open his mouth, and they banned that. I got a strike for that. He didn't even say, he appeared on frame, and that was enough.
Isn't that interesting? I haven't seen him in a while, but I really appreciate his work too.
Well,
But
Sandy, we have another Sandy here in the UK called Sandy Adams. I think there's two dangerous names. There's a Karen. You don't argue with a Karen with a K, and the other one is Sandy.
I think I've seen one of her videos on 15 Minute City.
She did
a really
the whole
good
thing
job.
at Glastonbury and got about something like 15 million hits, explaining
wow.
the whole agenda 20 and 50 and 30 and of all the rest of it. And they've
We don't have till 50.
they've since infiltrated that council, and that's the one that's planning the flooding of the Somerset levels and wiping out all the farmland there.
Interesting.
Imminently.
I wonder if I should reach out to her. Yes. I wonder if I should reach out to her and just compare and show how we can compare the UK from Canada, and if we can compare two different areas where we don't know each other.
Well, I have
we
to
don't
say,
know.
she's a blonde as well.
Yes,
Another Sandy causing trouble. That's a blonde. Oh, that's something going on there.
Who knew, right?
Okay,
so
thank you very much. I'll put this as a presentational thing as well. Basis 2024 on the Basis 2024 online conference series.
Excellent. And
So
I have a
be
few
on
other
twice.
ones. Okay. And I have a few other ones that I've done, like consolidation, how they've consolidated all the companies. And there's other ones that I've done if you want to go through. And I still have my slide deck. I can go through it with you if you want to put them on it.
We'll do that next time.
There you go. Okay. Have fun, everybody.
And until next time, I don't have to do anything. You close the meeting.
There you go.
You called me.
There you go. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Yeah.
Take good care.
Recording stopped.
That was good. I hope it wasn't too long, but
it was perfect. It was just fine. And that's me. I'm going to switch my recorders off remotely. Okay. There they are. As you can see that. Oh, isn't that wonderful? I'm doing this.
Wow.